Yo, what's going on, gamers? It's your boy Coreboy back at it again today with a new video. Oh wait, I meant to say oddballs, but we're back again today. I was gonna do a video yesterday, but that video ended up turning into basically what I was gonna talk about today, and I was like, nah, fuck it. I also know the lighting's still weird. I'm getting a new desk soon, so I kind of already have to move the entire setup, and then I'm gonna fix the lighting too while I'm doing that. So just give me some fucking time. I promise it'll be fixed, and I'll go back to looking like normal because the sun won't be directly in my fucking eyeball all goddamn day, and that will be great. But as of yesterday, well, yesterday night, HCS Arlington has wrapped up, and we have quite a fucking bit to talk about. Um, Specifically with everything that went on, everything that had happened, it was insane to say the least. Like that shit was actually crazy, and yeah, we're going to talk about it a little bit because we have a lot to dive into. So, of course, you can see all of the pulls and everything here. I'm actually going to move the webcam down just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Boop, 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 boop. And we're going to go a little bit bigger, too. I'm going to try to get this all evened out. So, oh, I got wide. I got real wide. Whoop, and now we're kind of normal. Yeah, there we go. We're kind of normal here at the side. Yeah, yesterday was a fucking insane day of Halo. Actually, all 3 days were, to be completely honest. I honestly think that this year is going to be one of the best years that we have seen for Halo. I would say probably since the fucking Halo 3 and Halo 2 days. Mainly Halo 3, because we know how dominant Halo 2 was with a certain little team that existed at that time. But this whole tournament was fucking crazy, and it gets me so hyped for the rest of the year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch Party it like I typically would just due to some work things. My schedule kind of unexpectedly changed over the last 2 weeks, and I couldn't take off the time that I needed. So I'm hoping to do that for the rest of the year, because that is my plan currently, is to take off the days that I need to be able to watch Party these things and, hopefully be at some events. I don't know yet. I don't know what's going on yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. As soon as I do know, you all will of course know. But yeah, let's go over all of this. Now, I think a lot of this kind of went the way that we thought it was, but there is a game in particular that I really want to talk about. And you can see it here. It's over in Pool B. It is OpTic versus Nemesis, which was a day one turn, like little thing that went on here. That was day one of the event. Of course, we know day one didn't really go as planned. It started, it got towards the end of the day one, and then they had a huge power outage, and that went for the rest of the day. It got canceled. A lot of shit happened. We didn't know exactly what was going to go on. We didn't know, are they going to be able to like catch back up? Is everything going to be okay the next day? What the fuck happens if it's not okay the next day? But it turned out it was, and we see a crazy upset here from a team that I am looking very forward to this year, which is Team Nemesis, 3-1ing OpTic, and put them into the losers bracket. And that game was fucking insane, I want to mind you. Like, genuinely, I'm looking so forward to this Nemesis team. I think that this team, coming from the EU with the players that they have, could create some insane upsets. Of course, if you all know me, I play Halo on MNK, and I am a huge fan of Woodham. He is one of my favorite players. He is someone that I think, whenever it comes to keyboard and mouse players, it's who I think most Halo players should look up to. Dude, he is absolutely fucking cracked. The dude is just insane. The things that he does, the way that he plays, and the thing that actually, like, baffles me the most is that, like, typically where you kind of fall off on MNK is at close range fights. He doesn't do that. He's like, you're still gonna die. I don't give a fuck. And he plays his life really, really well. That is one thing about Woodham that I just love watching. Of course, him coming from Splitgate too. Y'all know I'm a huge fucking Splitgate fan as well. He is just someone that I look up to, that I'm like, this dude is like the pinnacle player for MNK. And to come over to Halo is fucking insane. He's a young player. He's an EU player. He plays on MNK. He's got everything kind of like stacked against him. And them coming out the way that they did, placing top 6 overall, is absolutely insane. Of course, we've seen it last year from Woodham too, whenever he was on ITB. He just came out and fried every single event, and it was amazing to watch. I think this team right here could cause some insane upsets for the rest of the year, especially if they're doing what they've been doing, which is coming over, I think, like 2 weeks early in boot camping. I think that could genuinely set a tone for this team. If they get to continuously do that, I think we could see towards the later half of this year, maybe even at DreamHack, we could see some insane things going on there with that camp of players, and it makes me really, really excited. Of course, we do have a lot of other teams to talk about. We have FaZe Clan to talk about as well. They had an insane event. They placed, of course, overall, I think it was top 3. And FaZe was playing Lights Out Halo all fucking event. It was insane. TriPPeY hit a crazy overkill. If I can find a clip of it, I'll put it in so you all can see it.
And sniper rifle, and indeed the camouflage. That's a good teammate in Penguin, dropping it over to TriPPeY. You know he can have a much larger influence on the map here. He slides forward, hits the body, hits the face of Snipe Drone as well. All 4 dead for Nemesis.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit at that one. 8-1 now in favor of FaZe Clan, and Camouflage and Sniper Rifle still in the hands, and they are ripe for the picking at green. All the information you could possibly want, and now the collapse can come through. TriPPeY leads the charge, gets the damage, and the rest will follow!
Goodness! Overkill for TriPPeY. You don't want to pick bananas when they're green.
But yeah, if it's there, it's there. If I couldn't find one, I'm sorry. But yeah, TriPPeY was on another level this week. Of course, they got suppressed, Falcated, and Penguin as well. This team, I think, is also going to be another team that people need to look out for and need to start watching a lot closer, because this team can cause some upsets. I mean, looking right here at the Pool C from day 1, you can see they 3-0'd Zero Tenacity, 3-0'd TSM, and they went fucking crazy. They also 3-0'd Mind Freak as well. We can see the rest of their games as well. Like, they were actually just playing Lights Out Halo. Of course, they 3-0'd Nemesis as well, 3-0'd Complexity. They were on top the entire time. It was insane. If I'm not mistaken, they did get beat out by OpTic, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's who they did end up losing to. I don't think I see it on this whole thing. Or maybe I'm missing something. Oh, wait, I am. There's a lot more beneath here. Holy shit, I didn't expect that. No, they lost to Shopify and then lost to OpTic. Okay, so that's what happened there. That's what ended their run. But this team was playing absolutely insane, and I loved watching every bit of it. It was so phenomenal. It was so fun. Also, Infamous seems like a pretty fun team to watch as well. That is Lethal's team currently. I think that's going to be a fun one to watch. I'm a big Lethal fan. I love watching Lethal. He may go down as the modern day Halo GOAT. I'm still kind of upset that he didn't get put on a big team. I don't know why the fuck people haven't picked up Lethal, because the dude just plays. He's so fucking good. I think he's majorly underrated now in Infinite, but if you were there for the H5 days, you know how Lethal was, and even times before that, we know how good Lethal is, and I think if he got put on the right team, I think Lethal could cause some upsets, that's for damn sure, and I want him to. Of course, he was over on the BTH watch party, which I watched a fuckload of this weekend. That shit was so fun. I do hope I see more stuff like that. Like, it was actually insane seeing the viewership that Halo was getting from Maniac and APG's watch party to LVT to the main stage. I know Scump even hopped in for a couple of games as well and was streaming it. Shit was looking awesome. I loved watching it. It was so great seeing this amount of attention getting put onto Halo. From what I've seen from Tashi, it was that they maxed out at a concurrent 110K viewership. That is fucking insane to say, especially for Halo. But I think this year with Halo, like, there should be a lot of eyes on it. We're going to see some insane stuff happening this year. I think DreamHack's going to be crazy, especially now that they fixed the fucking system for the brackets and how the teams are going to work. So hopefully that'll happen. But other than that, there is the big thing that we have to talk about. The big teams that we need to speak on here. Now, of course, I just talked about FaZe. I got to talk about Space Station a little bit here, because I got to be honest, man, Space Station's kind of worrying me a little bit. I'm a big Space Station fan. I'm a big Lucid fan. I love Eco and Stellar. Snakebot's amazing as well. I don't know what was going on this series. They played really well. They got top 4. So don't, of course, let that diminish them at all. But there were times during their series against OpTic where I was watching, like, their POVs, and I'm like, what are we doing? It seems like they play all the other teams and feel confident. As soon as they're up against an OpTic or a Shopify, all confidence is lost. I know Lucid is trying to, like, IGL on this team. I feel like that's kind of holding them back a little bit. I generally do think it should be Eco. I think Eco has a really good, like, team control whenever he's IGLing. I mean, we've seen that last year. I feel like that's the biggest reason why Space Station even succeeded as well as they did last year, was that you had Bound, Stellar, and Legend, and those three are amazing slayers and can be very efficient. You just need an IGL behind them, like Eco, who can get them all the information they need and just let them take over. That's all they got to do. Just let them three just do whatever the fuck they want. And I think with Lucid, I think with Snakebite, I think with Stellar, Eco could do that same thing. I do think Lucid just wants a little bit too much control. There was also times where I was really confused on some plays that Snakebite was making. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Strongholds or Slayer. It was on Live Fire, I know that. There was a point where he had like got Formal down to one shot, and Lucid went to come and push him, but instead of just like going for a quick trade, he got nothing. He just let Formal run off, and then just let Lucid, or let Legend kill him. And I'm like, what are we doing here? There was a point where he like dropped off of batteries to cap a point. I think it was King of the Hill. He like dropped off of glass into batteries, wasn't even looking at the person who was sitting there capping for OpTic, and just seemed like turned the other way and just died. And I was like, what's happening here? Like, what are we doing? I think Space Station's got a lot of work to put in, though. They are not playing as fast as Shopify and OpTic, and it is hurting them. And I think even if we seen them go up against FaZe Clan, I still think FaZe would have won it with how FaZe has been playing, because they are speeding up. That team is one that I'm worried about. I think they could cause some upsets. I think TriPPeY is coming in with a fucking vengeance, and I'm excited for it because I love watching TriPPeY's POV. He hit that, like I said, crazy overkill. If it's in the videos, there, you've seen it, blah, blah, blah. But also, I think if even they got put up against Nemesis, I still think it would have faltered in Nemesis's favor because of how they've been playing. And then, other than that, the complexity really wasn't there this week. I don't know what the hell's going on with that complexity roster, because I look at it and I'm like, this is a good team. They haven't showed it one fucking bit. And I really want to pull for that team because they have two players that I love. I'm a huge Mental fan as a Gears of War nut, and I'm a huge Sparty fan. Sparty is one of my favorite players, and I don't know, it just did not seem like they were there this weekend. I genuinely don't know what was going on with complexity, but I really hope they start stepping it up. I don't know if there needs to be a roster change or what, but it's not looking too hot for them. Of course, we have Gen G, which is Ryanoob's team. They were doing pretty decent, like, all around, especially for a Ryanoob team. I feel like they did pretty well. I don't expect to see a Ryanoob team come in and take fucking top 4. But they were playing, like, fairly fucking well from everything that I watched. They got pretty decently high. I think they made, like, top 8, maybe top 12. I'm not 100%. But they were playing super good, super lights out. Like, they were doing very, very well, and they did even take over complexity, which is yet again fucking insane. I feel like complexity should have won that, but yet again, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Of course, Cloud9 did pretty well overall. I think they placed top 5. They did end up losing against Space Station, surprisingly. It was a good old 3-2. I will say this, as we get later into this, like, these teams, there's no clean sweeps really at fucking all. Like, it is consistent battles. Like, even during the FaZe and OpTic, which, you know, OpTic went 3-1 against FaZe and knocked them out, those games were still, like, fighters. Like, those were not, like, blowouts or anything. Like, they were head-to-head. They were clashing, and it was just happened to be those moments where OpTic would get a little bit of a leverage and take it the full way. And that's one thing about Cloud9 here that I'm actually really excited to see. I think that team could be really good as well, especially with Boo Boo on the team. I love Boo Boo. He's really fucking funny, and he's overall just a really good player. So I get excited for that, and I think Cloud9 with some work could definitely be an upset team as well. I think, honestly, all these teams that we are talking about could be teams that cause upsets amongst the big 3 or 4, which would be Space Station, FaZe, OpTic, Shopify. Well, I guess now it has to be Shopify OpTic, because when we get into this grand finals, we seen some perfect Halo played from OpTic Gaming. Of course, the first series of the grand finals, as you can see here, they 4-0'd the Rebels. Of course, those games weren't necessarily easy. I do feel like the maps were definitely more in OpTic's favor, like the map mode combos. But they came out and they 4-0'd the Rebels, and it was absolutely insane watching it. And then we went on to round 2. And as you can see here, it was a fucking fighter of a series. It was absolutely insane. It was Shopify 3, OpTic 4. I honestly thought during that last game that Shopify was going to come out and cause an upset like no fucking other. If you were there watching it, you know what I'm talking about. That game 6, though, was actually one of the most insane moments I've ever watched in Halo. Whenever Formal had that last cap in his fucking hands, he was literally about this far away from capping, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Royal 2 who fucking sniped it out of his fucking hands. They got the reset, capped it, and won the game. It was actually insane work. There was flawless playing on both teams. It was absolutely nutty. Legend hitting every snipe possible. Renegade going on tears. Bound being bound. I don't know how to explain Bound's like whole playstyle. Because if you'll notice, like, Bound doesn't do too well in the stats area, but it's the fact that he does one thing so well that it throws off every fucking team they play against. He may not be going for stats, but he's going to keep coming at you until you all finally fucking falter. And that's one thing that makes Bound so fun to watch, is he'll just spawn in and run at him. And then he'll deal damage to every single one of them before he dies, and then the rest of the team can just come in and pack up on it. It's one of the best things about Bound. He does not give a fuck about stats. He doesn't care about his KD. He doesn't care about the kills he's getting. He knows that he's making his presence known, and he's causing that team to fall back on it. I think if Shopify can kind of learn that, learn how to pick up on it, and also fucking learn how to kill Renegade, because that man right there was MVP of this whole event. He was playing the best out of everybody on his team, and it was obvious. There were times where he was hitting shit that I don't think most of us could fucking believe, because it was absolutely insane. And I mean, even after the event, he said that was the best he had ever played Halo, and this is the best event he's ever been at. I think we're going to see a crazy year from Renegade. I think he's finally going to get that MVP trophy that he has been so damn deserving of at this point. And it was crazy from OpTic seeing the things they did. Of course, that last game, that Slayer on recharge, Shopify took like a really early lead, and they were building it, and people were like, oh god, is this actually about to happen? Like, are we about to see OpTic fumble this? Nope, they didn't. They got a crazy push on the glass, took them down. I think it was like 43-50. I think it was somewhere around that range. Formal ended up getting that last kill, I think, over onto Cycle in glass, won the game, and it was absolutely phenomenal to watch. Seeing OpTic finally win after all this time, even as someone who, I'm an OpTic fan, but sometimes I like to see OpTic get upset. I don't know why. It's like, as a fan, I'm like, who's going to do it? Who's going to break him? Who's going to do it? Seeing Formal get that win was genuinely so amazing to watch. You could tell how happy he was that he got his squad, and they were there to do exactly what they needed to fucking do. And it was absolutely amazing. You could see that Formal was at his peak. He was like, I finally fucking did it. I broke the fucking curse. And I think this squad this year is going to be possibly the one. I still think Shopify has the opportunity here to make some upsets against OpTic. But as we're looking right now, with how OpTic played that entire event, OpTic is looking like the team that might just take 2025. And they might be the new Dynasty team. I could see it definitely happening. Of course, I love all the stuff they're doing with this current iteration of the OpTic Halo team. All the content, like the Drop Pod, Maniac doing these watch parties with APG. It's awesome. I feel like when I'm watching the APG and Maniac watch party, I feel like I'm back watching like old school Halo with those two. It's so funny that all the people they had on having on, you know, TriPPeY, Royal, Frosty, Suppressed, Collect, all, like everybody just being on there. I know Clutch came over a couple of times and was hanging out. It was just so much fun, and I honestly am so excited for this year of Halo. I think this is going to be a phenomenal year. Who knows now, though, since OpTic won this event, maybe I need to go buy me some BTH merch or something like that. They do have a shirt I've been wanting, so I might just end up doing it just because they won this event. I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure. But this weekend was filled with amazing Halo. If you have not been keeping up with the HCS, you were doing yourself a fucking disservice not doing so. This year is getting insane, and we are just fucking starting. Of course, here soon we have DreamHack. Then we got the FaZe event, I'm pretty sure. No. Then the Salt Lake City. Then the FaZe event. Could be. I'm not sure. Not all of them have been announced yet. But then, of course, we got Worlds in October, which is going to be the big thing. Who knows? We might hear about a new Halo game coming out. I really don't want the HCS to go on a halt after this fucking year while we wait for a new game. I hope they continue doing stuff because that's what I want to see. I'm tired of seeing the HCS go on fucking pause for 3 years and not have a damn thing going on because it hurts the community a lot. I think Pro Halo is one thing that has kept this community together through thick and thin. People just like watching Pro Halo because it's so fucking fun to watch. And I hope they don't end it. I don't care if we get a year 5 of Infinite. As long as we're still getting shit, I will be there to watch it. And other than that, though, I'm going to hop out of here. I love you all, and I will catch you later.